Hi, this is Shu with a review of the Under Armour Curry 1 Flotro. The 4 Flotro was a huge hit because of how Steph Curry performed in them. He switched from the Curry 9s to the 4 Flotros and he did an amazing job in the finals, MVP worthy. This is 1 Flotro. It uses the 1 upper and the Flotro midsole and the outsole. For size 9.5, it weighs about 340 grams and it's a super lightweight shoe. The upper material, if you remember the anafoam used in Curry ones, and if you like that, you will love this. I think this is pretty much the same anafoam, except it feels a little bit starchier, which means better lockdown around the upper part. It's flexible, yet starchy. Nice little mud guard here, so it doesn't have this crazy toe box area dead space that we've seen in a lot of shoes these days. It's a little bit more roomy, like the Flotro, the 4 Flotros, than the Curry ones. The Curry ones I've had to go up an entire size because it was so crazy narrow. I think most people can go true to size, unless you have some pinky toe chafing issues with a lot of narrow basketball shoes out there. Then you should go up half a size. And if you have a very narrow foot, and if you want a one-to-one fit, I would say you can even go down half a size because the shoe does run a little bit long. The heel cup is a very marvelous addition, or rather the containment or the continuation from the one. I love the SC30 logo much better than the stupid logo, but you can find both logos on the tongue. The tongue is nicely padded and breathable, which is great. The padding all around the ankle is really nice, and it's in such a way that it hugs your foot and ankle and Achilles without chafing or providing any discomfort. So it does provide decent knockdown. And the heel cup, other than this outside heel counter getting the job done, there's an internal one as well. So it clutches your heel nicely overall. Heel slippage has been an issue side to side or up and down in some of the recent basketball shoes. So this is nice to see a shoe from the 2015 doing a better job than the ones from 2022. So yeah, the outrigger, you can see a bit of a protruding outrigger here, but if this was Curry one with a rubber outsole, that might work. But this is Flow, which is all soft foam, so don't expect much of an anti-inversion ankle rollover prevention system here. It's soft all around. The insole that's used is an ortholite insole, but Under Armour, one thing they do, maybe it's because they're good at manufacturing soft, shock-absorbing, padded innerwear or something, but the insole they always seem to deliver. It's a nice thin ortholite insole with decent density. It complements the Flow midsole nicely. Speaking of the Flow midsole, what makes this a little bit different is I'm almost sure that they didn't use a plate in the middle of the midsole, so that works nicely because the plate really don't do much, especially when the foam is soft and the plate is moving a little bit and kind of eating into the foam instead of moving with your foot. It doesn't have a rubber or any hard containment unit for the plate. So what we had was for the 8 and 9s, even though you have this flow, because the plate is the same thickness from the heel to the mid forefoot area, you would feel the forefoot is thinner in terms of the flow that's used, thinner flow than the heel, and then added the plastic in the middle, so it felt like the forefoot cushioning was somewhat inadequate or kind of blunt. The heel also has gotten improved because it's plusher without the plate. What it feels very similar to is remember the Kobe 4s, the heel Zoom Air, you can feel it soft. On the forefoot, they said they put Lunarlon, but you don't really feel that much. Also, it depends on which shoe you got. It's like a lucky draw. Sometimes you feel relatively plusher Lunarlon, sometimes you feel like there's really nothing much there. So it's similar and slightly better than that in terms of the cushioning on the forefoot. The heel, of course, a little bit denser, but it feels plush and soft. It's adequate. I would say compared to shoes like the Luka one, which felt like the heel striking would be, detrimental to your joints and the lifespan of your foot. I would say this is definitely a better option. But of course, the problem is the outsole pattern is the flow pattern. It is nice, but it's not durable because it's just foam. What they did was in the 9 they tried to use a higher density flow. So what they did was they tried to improve the durability of the outsole pattern, but at the same time they kind of kill the cushioning a bit, and they improved the durability, but not by much. It's still midsole foam. So yeah, the problem with this is that it's not as durable as most shoes out there in terms of the outsole traction. It's a good traction, but it's not durable. But if the price point was lower, definitely if I could buy like 2 of these and use them for rough play and one for like special games, or specifically one day I feel like I need to put on my A game, yeah, sure. But other than that, this, yeah, if you were walking around with them or playing outdoors or even indoors, if you play for a prolonged period compared to other basketball shoes, this is, yeah. But it's a, if you look at it in another angle, how many months do you wear a basketball shoe? If you're a type of a person that wears the shoe for like whole year and wish the traction still stays, yeah, this is okay for you. But if you're someone who really wears the outsole out quickly and you need pinpoint traction in certain areas, this is not exactly a great shoe for you, because certain parts will definitely go bald. And also I like the fact that the heel cup is very close, very protruding out, and the midsole in the heel is closer to the heel strike here, so it provides it closer contact and more responsiveness, quicker response, I guess. That's the kind of speed frame that the Adidas used to push for in the 2000s. So this is nice, instead of having this chunk blotting out like that and hindering your nimbleness or whatnot. So this is a good shoe overall. You could even upgrade the cushioning, because the foam itself is pretty decent, especially without the midfoot plate. If you were to change the midsole with a PU insole or a plusher EVA insole, it would enhance the cushioning even more. The thing about the flow cushioning, it works nicely in tandem with the insole. Some shoes that if you have a decent insole, it still does not improve the shoe, but the flow, the way it's soft to the way it responds to your foot in terms of stepping comfort and shock absorption, it works nicely with insoles. If you know what sometimes you have shoes that no matter what kind of insole you put, you still feel the shoe is that shoe, whether it's just as rigid or just as soft. But this actually gets better depending on the insole you use, and it's got this chemistry going on there. I would say lower price point Under Armour, please, and greater availability, because it's so hard to find. They just release in so limited amount, and they only have 2 colorways planned for this weird camo colorway and the Sour Patch Kids colorway. Let's just have some normal Dub Nation colorway, please. And I don't know if for Curry fans, and I don't know how much he's gonna be wearing this. He's already wearing Curry 10s, and if he's gonna be wearing this in the deeper part of the playoffs, that would be great, but we don't know that for sure yet. It will be a good investment if he's going to do that, and if you stock up on these shoes, but we don't know for sure. But one thing I know for sure is that this is a better design than the Curry 10, and this is definitely going to be slightly relatively softer than the Curry 10, because it does not have the midfoot plate, and the upper material used in Curry 1 is definitely a classic that doesn't go out of style and does not fall behind in terms of the tech we see in the 2022s. For someone who was disappointed with the charge cushioning and the weird fit and bad traction of Curry 1s, this is a nice upgrade. And for someone who felt the flow had some promise but was a little bit disappointing, this is definitely also a step up in that direction as well. Lower price point, and damn it, please, Under Armour, just put some rubber on certain high abrasion areas. Damn it, that's only gonna add like 9 grams, 10 grams, and it'll do everyone a huge favor. Just outrigger outsole there, that would be great. That will make the shoe incredible. Why can't you do that?